Hello, it's a pleasure to have you join us on Matters on Ground on the Breakfast Show. My name is Favor of Vienloba. Today on the program, we'll be looking at the ongoing debate between the National Assembly and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in terms of transmission of election results electronically. Now, we'll also look at the NYSC section of their handbook, which states that corps members that are traveling through certain routes should inform their family members to hold ransom in case they are kidnapped. Also, we'll look at the NYSC member that was humiliated a few days ago. All right, I'm not alone in this conversation today. I have my co-host and a guest right after the break. Welcome back. Now I'm joined by my co-host Faith Imai and our guest. Now our guest is a social commentator and the convener of Kewe Speaks. Please join us. Welcome, Kewe Modukbe. Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, so now we're talking about the ongoing debate between the National Assembly and the INEC. INEC says they are ready to transmit election results electronically, while the National Assembly says we're not ready. What's your take on this?
Okay, now, I think before we go into this debate, let us first understand what INEC means. INEC is Independent National Electoral Commission. You see that word? They have to start with independence first. And it speaks a lot about how they should function. It should be an independent body that should be allowed to do things the way they want to do it. You see, when we talk about separation of powers in this country, we just have it on paper. We don't practice it the way it should be practiced. These guys are telling us, if you check most countries in the world, they're actually drifting into the electronic system of conducting elections. Just that in Nigeria, we don't understand the changing times. We are so stuck with the normal way of doing things. Why? The reason why politicians tend to stick to that is that they have been able to find loopholes in this system. So if you are trying to bring in a new system, it will not take them time to understand ways to be able to subvert the system. So the resistance, what they are seeing is actually resistance. Okay. But they're just trying to make Nigerians feel that they are speaking for Nigerians. Yeah. But that's not true. They are resisting a change that they know is going to affect them. Because if you implement electronic transmission of results, many of them will not return to the house. Why? Yes. Because we all know that we are tired of status quo. We are tired of their representation. So we are looking for ways to go to our polling booth and vote these guys out. So they know that if we bring in a new system, they might not survive it. And that's the resistance.
In Kaduna State recently, during the local government elections, Governor Nasser El-Rufai had stated that the electronic transmission of results actually functioned perfectly in Kaduna State, although there were some lapses that were recorded. Do you think that the National Assembly itself has an issue with transparency? Because I heard you mention something like that in the course of your explanation. Do you think they have an issue with transparency, or they do not believe in INEC as a body? They do not believe that INEC can pull this through?
They know INEC can pull this through. The truth about it is that most of these guys, they know how they came into the house. And they know what they did for them to come into the house. So they know that if INEC is going to bring in a new system, it might not be to their favor. So they have to fight it. This is the best time for them to resist it, because if things scale through, many of them, like I repeat, many of them will not return to the house. Many will not.
So are you saying, in essence, that right now, INEC as an independent body is not independent?
You know it's not. INEC is not independent. Before you ask that question, I'm talking about, sometimes I ask myself, I say, how can INEC be independent? Who appoints the INEC chairman? Even, let's come down to states. We have state electoral bodies. Yeah. Who they appoint the chairman of these bodies in the states? It is the governor. It is the president that appoints this person. So you want to, because they will tell them, they give them their terms. Come, you are coming into this office. This is what I want you to deliver. Is that not what we do when we employ people? We do it now as CEOs. We tell them that this is your job description. You must do this, you must do that. The same thing the politicians they do. So the idea of saying INEC is independent, That's not true. So
moving forward for Nigeria as a whole, because some Nigerians are opining that the 2023 election plans to be rigged by those who are already in power and those who want to get into power. That's why they are posing as a stumbling block in the name of saying that INEC is not ready for electronic transmission of results. Do you think that anything can be done for INEC as an independent body right now? Is there anywhere they can report to? Is there anywhere they can plead their case, stating that they are ready and Nigerians are ready for electronic transmission of results?
Okay, if INEC chairman wants to plead anything, it will lead to a sack. It has always been so in Nigeria now. It's been so. We see things that, even in states, that you hear they want to conduct an election, the next thing you hear is that the resident electoral commissioner in the states has been redeployed to another state and they bring in another one that will favor the ruling party. That's what they do. The truth is this. Talking about 2023, when Nigerians, they come and they tell you that the election is coming, we are going to cause a change, in case you are not aware, you see this cross-carpeting and on-carpeting going on, that's the election. There's no election in 2023. The election is already taking place now. What we are going to have in 2023 is appointments.
Wow. So what's your take now on people who are encouraging young people to go get their PVCs? Because we just mentioned right now that there's no election in 2023. Appointments will happen in 2023. Is this a discouraging statement for young people like me, myself, and Favor who want to get our PVCs and vote whoever our candidate into power in 2023?
Like I always tell the young persons in this country that we are not ready when it comes to getting elected to these political positions. The reason why I use the word that we are not ready is because we have seen often a time when a young person would indicate interest that they want to contest a political position. From the onset, they know that they are not ready to contest this election. They just want either to get popularity or to get compensation.
What's the yardstick for readiness? How do we, know that someone is ready, a young person is ready for political position? Because
politics is local. It goes beyond printing flyers and share it online. You must be ready to go to your grassroots, to go to the grassroots and mobilize votes. So any young guy that wants to contest election that has not started doing anything, that is not ready.
People are also concerned that INEC is just stating that they are ready. They are not actually ready, because we've seen cases like in Lagos local government election where they had lapses, like you mentioned earlier.
I'm not sure it's INEC that contests local government election.
Yeah, that's just local government election. Now they had lapses of card readers. So let alone talking about the general presidential election. Do you think INEC is truly ready? They actually put things in place, or just in paper?
INEC, like I said, INEC does not exist on its own. INEC is an arm of the executive. If given the right atmosphere to work, if given the right infrastructure to work, we've seen we have cases where they bring in PVCs. If not PVC, they bring in card readers. And all for us to discover that election comes, these card readers are not working. Why? Because they are ordered from, they are expired card reader or card reader are not functioning.
They are not fully charged.
They are not fully charged. The contract was given to one politician. It goes to China.
Which will take us back to the manual process.
That will take us back to the manual. And the truth about it is that our politicians, when I come on set like this, I try to be very true to myself so that I will know that I was able to contribute my little quota to nation building. The truth about it is that our politicians, they prefer the manual system of voting.
So they will do everything to sabotage.
Yes, to sabotage. System. Yes, that's what they do. They prefer it because that's what favors them. Electronic doesn't favor them. It doesn't. If it was manual they were doing in the United States, Donald Trump would be the president today.
Sure.
The reason why he couldn't skate through, you saw Donald Trump, the man has this African leader mentality. You understand me? He wanted to get re-elected at all costs, but the system, I use the word system, will not allow it. Because it's what the people put in there. And the thing is there, you can't change it. So it was difficult for him to rig the system. Why? Because there is a system in place. In Nigeria, our leaders, they know that if you bring electronic system of voting, many of them will not return.
So in a nutshell, you're saying Nigeria is not ready, the system is not ready, we are not ready.
Our political class are not ready.
Okay.
Because they know that they are not popular. Yes, because they know that they are not popular. If they are popular, they want, and no matter the means of voting, they know that the people, they are with them. Ask this House of Rep members, how many of them, since they were elected, has gone back to their constituency to do town hall meetings? Because it's town hall meetings you use to test your popularity. Because that's what there's a place for town hall meetings, that you go to your constituency and hold meetings with these persons, hear them, know their yearnings and aspirations, look for a way to solve their problem. But they don't do it. What they do is that they collect you sums of money. The next thing they'll do street light, do commission one borehole. And they take a certain amount of money and share it among the youth. You see, I'm using the word. The youth, able-bodied one, the ones that will help them with the ballot boxes and the toggery during the election.
All right, let's move on. In the course of the week, we saw a viral video of a serving corps member that was dehumanized. We saw a female military officer pouring dirty water on her. So now people are saying that this treatment happens year in, year out. This treatment is melted on corps members year in, year out. When you saw this video, when you heard about this, what came to your mind?
Okay. It's just one in a million now, corps member. Because it's corps member, that's why we are lauding it. I'm sure when you were coming to the office this morning, if that route you took to the office, there is one soldier man slapping somebody. Why? Because he was double-crossed. It's the normal thing. I don't know how they train this. I don't know how they train this.
The reason why it's a very sensitive situation is because this is a corps member, someone who most likely left her state of origin or where she was birthed to a different place to serve her country. So no matter the situation, no matter what happens, she's supposed to be taken care of in that place, because the reason why we started embarking on NYSC in the first place is because of national unity. So if we see things like this happen to people on the street, you know what they say, when a dog bites a man, it's not news, but when a man bites a dog, that's news. So this happening to a corps member serving in that particular barracks is saddening, because that's her place of primary assignment. That's where she works. That's where she's supposed to get her stipend, monthly stipend from, and that's where she's supposed to be taken care of. So this is sad because it happened to a corps member. If it happened to anybody, we'll be like, you don't know soldier. They follow soldier, they argue. That will be the story we'll get on the street. But a lot of us are concerned because it happened to a corps member. And this is someone who maybe did not even want to leave her state. It happened in Cross River, to go to Cross River to serve. And she reluctantly went, and this is what she's facing. So that's why a lot of us are, sad about it.
And now the Minister of Women Affairs has come out to say they are going to relocate her from Cross River down to Lagos. Is that the way of compensation?
That is the point. The system encourages brutality. That's what you must understand. There's nowhere it is written, but it's institutionalized. You can be brutalized and you don't have a case.
And I think
will you arrest the soldier man? Any soldier man that beats you up now, will you arrest the soldier man?
I think this is a case because it came up on social media. If the video did not surface on social media, I'm sure her fellow corps members or people around who witnessed it, some of them may be saying she did something wrong to deserve it. Because I remember when I was in camp back then, the camp commandant would always want to punish people for no reason, for slight errors that you can have a conversation with this person or give a warning for. You'd see him say, lie down in the rain or maybe in the mud or stuff like that. And according to them, it's training.
That is the point. You know this country, let me tell you one thing. I don't know who brought this law. They feel that if something is not difficult, you won't value it. I don't know the person. I don't know. The person is not doing us good. They feel that they need to stress you as a Nigerian for you to know that you're a Nigerian. The truth about it, no matter what that guy has done, there are better ways to address it. But that is not true. Our uniform men, once you put on uniform, that's why I say Nigeria is a military state. It's not a civilian state. Because once you put on uniform, there's this thing that comes. See the small vigilantes that we have in our states. You see the way, once they just start wearing uniform, and you give them one arm, button. Even though it's stabby knife, once they put on those things, there's this spirit that comes upon them. They feel they can oppress anybody and they go scot-free. Because the system allows it. The truth about it, this woman now, look at what your Minister of Finance, I use the word yours, because in this context she's yours. What she's saying, look at the first statement, that she's sorry, they want to relocate. That woman should be dismissed. But they'll do what you know what they do. They have a way. It's like this, their military thing is a court thing.
The Nigerian army came out to apologize
and they said they are investigating.
Yes, they are investigating.
You see that word? Please, I don't want to get upset this morning. That word investigation, setting up committee, those two things, it's not a cliche. Any small thing that happens, you are setting up committee, you are investigating. Investigation that doesn't come to an end. Let me tell you one thing. Till now, most of the states, the report for NSAS, we've not gotten it.
Yes, true.
No, you see, they brought a lot of policemen. They accused them of killing. At the end of the day, what has been done to these policemen?
Okay, so you as a parent now, if that happened to your child, what would you have done differently now that it involves the military?
When I'm in Nigeria, nothing I would do.
Because I saw a popular celebrity, Kanayo, drop a comment beneath the post on Instagram. He said if this happened to his daughter or any of his children, that he would handle the matter extrajudicially, meaning that he's not even going to get the person arrested or tell the barracks to dismiss the person or whatever. He's going to be one-on-one
arrange boys. What did they say about what did they say about talk? Talk is cheap. You know he cannot try that.
Oh my God.
He will not go and assault. They will turn the case against him that he's trying to kill himself.
So if we as Nigerians, as Nigerian parents cannot speak up for our children, do we keep encouraging the military to vent this anger upon our children, upon our core members?
Nobody's encouraging anything. We just need to bear this until a savior will come.
Talking about bearing this, this happened to a core member, and that's the conversation we are having right now. NYSC, do you think this scheme is still necessary? Because a lot has happened in the past years in terms of insecurity. Most of these core members are sent to restive areas where they have to always run for their life. Most of the time they tell them they have to disguise. You have to pretend like you are this or pretend like you are that so that you can live peacefully in that environment. I think the aim of the entire scheme, has been watered down in the long run. And I think it's about time we start reviewing the existence of this scheme. What do you think?
Let me ask you this question. They will tell you that the reason is to foster national unity. They know too well that with what is happening with the prevailing situation in this country, there's nothing like national unity. Everybody is living on their own. But the reason why they can't scrap NYSC, because somebody is benefiting from it.
A lot of people.
You will hear how much is the allowance now that they're paying them?
It's not 33,000.
You will hear 33,000. You think that's the amount? Go and remember Empower.
Yeah.
That they will bring monies to the states. They will tell you that they are paying 10,000, and you will check on paper. It's actually 50,000 that was allocated. Down to minister, I don't call the minister, down to minister has his share from that amount. So the truth about it, if something is a money spinning venture for somebody, they will not want it to end. The truth about it is they should scrap NYSC.
I may not think they should entirely scrap, because a lot of people's livelihood depends on the scheme itself. I feel it should be reviewed.
That is how a lot of persons, the way their livelihood depends on, that's how a lot of lives have been sacrificed to.
Reviewed in the sense that I think that the 1 year or 11 months period is too long. That's like an extended period. It's unnecessary. Even if you want people to get acquainted with their environment, I think 2 to 3 months is fine.
Can I tell you, the only advantage for NYSC is to postpone the number of unemployed youth that we have in the country. Because if you don't do NYSC, the kind of crime you have in this country.
Okay, so like I said during my intro, a section of the NYSC handbook said that core members traveling through particular routes like the Kaduna, Abuja, Okene, and even Aba Port Harcourt Road, that they should inform their family members, their friends, and their colleagues. They should have in hand, waiting at one corner, ransom, in case they are kidnapped. Now, as a parent and you're sending your child for NYSC, will you make these plans of keeping, like 2 million, 3 million aside in case your child is kidnapped?
Despite that, the fact that statement is restless. But we should also applaud NYSC. You know why we're applauding them? Because they've come to terms with reality that these are not best of times in this country. So on their own, they should not ask parents to gather money for ransom. If you are resident in Edo State, please serve in Edo State. If you are resident in Bauchi and Borno, please, terrorism is your team. Stay with your people. I'm sure they will not kidnap you because you are.
But since these routes are known to everyone that, okay, these are the main routes where the kidnappers operate, why not fight this route so that we can still continue in this unity that we're preaching, rather than saying
okay, you want us to start discussing fighting terrorism in Nigeria? It's like you don't want to end this show. you see, it's a business venture.
It's too broad. Besides, it's not the place of the National Youth Service Corps to fight terrorism.
How?
So I think whatever they did, that clause was not coming from a bad place, but it's actually heading towards a bad direction because you're giving these kidnappers ideas. At the end of the day, if they see a bus filled with corps members traveling to their PPA, they will just know that, okay, if there are 10 people here, at least these 10 people have informed their family members to keep to 2 million each. That is it.
Someone to ask you a question
business.
now. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. You guys are the one asking questions. Let me ask you a question. What will happen if I refuse that my children serve? They will not get job, right?
Yes, that's what they claim.
And let me tell you one thing. I'm not ready for them to go and look for jobs. I want to create a job for them. What nonsense. That if because of, I will not put them in harm's way. What about if they don't? It's better for them to leave and be jobless than for them to die with the hope of getting a job. That you end up not getting. They will tell you, at the end of the day, the first orientation they will give you is there are no jobs out there. You need to learn how to make beads, or you need to learn how to just think of it, the kind of job they will teach them there. Beads, bake cake. Jesus.
Oh my God. So no hard feelings for people who make beads and bake cakes. I know that you guys make a lot of money from that. But I think if I'm a medical doctor, I studied engineering and I went for NYSC. I just think the 11 months period is too long. After serving for the period, I should get a job in my field rather than becoming a WhatsApp CEO or opening POS business. You see people who studied, even have a master's degree, they wake up in the morning and say, we are open for business. What are they doing? Petty trade here and there. Nigeria generally is quite discouraging, especially for the young people. But we keep moving regardless. Thank you so much, Mr. Kewe Modupe, for coming on the show today. And I must say, Kewe Speaks is creating a lot of impact for those of us who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. Keep up the good work. It's as much as we can take on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are back on Wednesday for Hot Stuff Wednesday. Do not forget to follow us on all the social media platforms at TSL Nigeria TV across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at TSL Nigeria Space TV. My name is Faith Imai. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.